If you choose the wrong suburb between Plano and Frisco, you probably won't realize it for about 6 months, and by then, you're stuck. On paper, they look almost identical. Great schools, beautiful neighborhoods, family-friendly everything. But in real life, actually living there day to day, they can feel very different. And I see that people regret this decision more often than you think. Sometimes it's the commute that slowly wears them down. Sometimes it's just the vibe. They wanted something quieter or something with more energy. And sometimes it's just that feeling of, this just doesn't feel like us. And today we're settling the debate once and for all. This is the ultimate suburb showdown of Plano versus Frisco. I'll break down the commute, the lifestyle, the schools, the safety, things to do, housing, and the cost of living. And by the end of the video, you'll know which one actually fits your life, not just your wish list. My name is Selden Toole, and I'm a local agent who works right here in North Texas. I help people make this exact decision every single week, and we see what people love and what they regret. So if you're new here, hit subscribe. I post in-depth Dallas relocation videos every week. And stick around until the end, because I'll give you a dead simple framework to know if you're Team Plano or Team Frisco. So let's start with the biggest mistake people make. Most people compare Plano to Frisco by looking at the distance on a map, and that's really the wrong way to do it. A straight line map doesn't tell you what it feels like to sit in traffic at 7:45 in the morning. Plano sits about 20 miles north of downtown Dallas. So on a lighter traffic day, commuting into central Dallas typically takes about 25 to 40 minutes, depending on where you live in Plano and depending on where you're going in Dallas. But here's an advantage that most people don't expect. Plano has DART rail access, not citywide, but along key corridors. So if you work in downtown Dallas, uptown, or near a rail line, this gives you a realistic option to commute without driving every single day. For some buyers, especially those coming from cities with public transit, this is a major deciding factor. Frisco sits farther north, about 28 miles from downtown Dallas, and it's a much more car-dependent lifestyle. Most commuters rely heavily on Dallas North Tollway, Highway 121. During rush hour, a commute to downtown Dallas can range anywhere from 40 minutes to over an hour, depending on traffic, accidents, weather, and your real exact route. But here's where Frisco flips the script. A lot of corporate relocations never involve downtown Dallas. For those buyers, the extra miles on a map doesn't matter nearly as much. But both Plano and Frisco are usually 30 to 45 minutes from DFW Airport normal traffic. Love Field is often a bit closer from Plano, depending on your neighborhood and traffic patterns, but that can really vary. Central Dallas commute, Plano usually wins. North Dallas Legacy Corridor, sort of a tie, with Frisco edge if your office is up there. Commutes always vary by neighborhood and by time of day, so these are common ranges but not guaranteed. Lifestyle and vibe is where people really start to feel the difference, even if they can't always explain it right away. Plano feels established, confident, and complete. You'll see tree-lined streets, long-standing neighborhoods, parks and amenities that have been part of the community for decades. It feels like a city that already knows what it is. Plano isn't just a bedroom suburb, it's a major business hub, with areas like Legacy West and the shops at Legacy bringing in dining, nightlife, and corporate activity. If you like the idea of a mature suburb with pockets of energy, Plano delivers that bigger city inside of a suburb feel. Frisco, on the other hand, feels like momentum. New roads, new schools, new neighborhoods, cranes in the air. It's one of the fastest growing suburbs in the country, and you feel that growth when you drive around. Frisco leans heavily on sports and entertainment. You have the Star, SC Dallas at Toyota Stadium, PGA of America, youth sports complexes are everywhere. Weekends are full of tournaments, events, and community activities. If Plano is a classic luxury sedan and Frisco is a brand new Tesla, both are great. It just depends on which style fits your personality. If you're moving with kids, this section often becomes the deciding factor. The good news is you really can't make a bad decision here. Both Frisco ISD and Plano ISD are well regarded with strong academics and extracurriculars. The difference isn't good versus bad, it's structure and culture. Plano ISD uses a senior high school model, typically high school for 9th and 10th grade, senior high for 11th and 12th grade. This creates larger campuses at the upper grades with deeper course offerings, more extracurricular activities, a more competitive academic environment. Families who want a big school experience with lots of choices often feel very comfortable in Plano ISD. Frisco ISD, on the other hand, uses a small school model. Instead of a few massive high schools, Frisco has many smaller 9th through 12th grade campuses designed to feel more community oriented. The district is known for strong athletics, impressive facilities, more tight-knit school culture. You'll often hear parents talk about feeling more connected to their school community. School verdict is Plano ISD has larger campuses, deeper programs. Frisco ISD has smaller schools, more intimate feel. But specific school assignments matter more than the district name. So let's touch on safety first because it always comes up. Both Frisco and Plano are generally considered among the safer, more stable suburbs in North Texas. Safety can vary by neighborhood, and it's something that we walk through carefully with clients looking at specific areas. The bigger difference isn't safety, it's how you spend your time. Plano offers downtown Plano Arts District, dining and nightlife at Legacy West and shops at Legacy, parks, trails, recreation centers throughout the whole city. Feels like a fully built out city where you don't have to leave town to stay busy. Frisco is more event driven and more family activity focused. You got Star District, Stonebriar Center, PGA complex, youth sports tournaments, and constant events. But here's what surprises most people the most. You're not driving into Dallas every weekend because for most families, 80 to 90% of life happens within the suburb you choose, which is why getting the vibe right matters so much. So this is where decisions become emotional as with housing because you can see and feel the difference. Most Plano homes were built between the 1970s and 1990s, but there are some newer pockets. You typically see larger lots, bigger yards, mature trees, classic brick construction. Many homes have older finishes, kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, but the trade-off is space, character, and value. As of late 2025, Plano's median home price generally sits in the low 500s, often around the 520 range, depending on the neighborhood and timing. Frisco, on the other hand, leads to newer construction and master plan communities. You'll find homes primarily built in the last 10 to 20 years, modern, open layouts, community activities like pools, gyms, trails, and playgrounds. Trade-offs, smaller lots, more HOA communities, higher prices, typically mid to high 600s for median homes, depending on timing and location. The housing verdict, Plano has bigger lots, more character, stronger value. Frisco has newer homes, amenities, and a higher price point. Prices do fluctuate month to month. This is about relative differences, not really exact numbers. So who should not choose each city? Sometimes clarity comes faster when you eliminate options. You should probably not choose Plano if you only want brand new construction with no updates. You don't care about lot size or mature trees. You specifically want a fast growing brand new suburb feel. Plano shines because of what it already is, not because it's reinventing itself. You should probably not choose Frisco if you're very commute sensitive to downtown Dallas. You want large yards with minimal HOA rules. You're focused on maximizing value per square foot. Frisco shines because of what it's becoming, but that growth comes at a premium. Neither city is wrong, and choosing the wrong one for you is where regret happens. Cost of living is not just the home price, it's the monthly reality. Frisco typically costs more month to month because home prices are higher. Insurance can be higher on more expensive homes. HOA dues are usually more common in amenity-heavy activities. Property tax rates vary by location, school district, mud or PID zones. Higher home prices marginally affect even small differences. If stretching your dollar long-term matters, Plano usually wins. Final verdict, Plano versus Team Frisco. There's no universal winner, only the right fit. Your Team Plano, if you want easier access to central Dallas, value established neighborhoods and larger lots. You like the feel of a complete mature city. You want stronger value per dollar. Your Team Frisco, if you want newer homes and master plan communities. You love sports culture and growth energy. You want new amenities and ongoing development. And you're okay with paying a premium for newer and shinier. Simple framework is commute plus value per square foot equals Plano. New construction and amenities plus sports lifestyle is Frisco. So here's what most people regret. It's not the city they choose, but the neighborhoods inside it. So if you're considering Plano or Frisco, don't guess. Reach out and tell me your commute, budget, must-haves, deal breakers. And I'll help you narrow this down to one or two neighborhoods that actually fit your life. All of my contact info is in the description below. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.